Good evening, everybody, and welcome to GH Gospel Radio, and welcome to your favorite show, Let's Talk Marriage. It's always an honor and a pleasure to be here to have discussions with you. And as we try to do, we always like for you to ask questions during the program. So anytime that you join, if you have any question, just type it and you can contribute to the program and we can have a good discussion. Tonight's topic is about having a full life in marriage. And at first glance, it's not easy to understand. But I'm sure that as we keep discussing it, we will all be able to see where we are coming from. If you've been married any number of years, you realize that it is easy to lose yourself in marriage. In fact, it is very normal for your life to change once you're married. You can't have the freedom that you used to have. You cannot have all the time that you used to have. Even your money is no longer for you. Whenever you get money, you have to think about the family budget. You have to think about the children. And you don't do that for like 1 month and stop. From the time you get married and or you have children, you're going to always have to think about the whole family until the time like your children are 18 and they leave the home, or until even after you are retired, the two of you will still have to budget and plan for each other. So what we see is that, hello, Auntie Vivian, thank you for joining. God bless you. Let your questions come in. Yeah, so what we see is that once you get married and if you have children, your life changes a lot. And it's very tempting for you to make your life all about your children and all about your marriage, because now you're no longer an individual. You are still an individual, but you cannot always operate as an individual. You operate as a team. And what we're saying is that experience has shown us that if you are not careful, you lose yourself in all of that. Your life becomes about your marriage. Your life becomes about your children, until you get to the point where if your marriage is not there, you can no longer recognize yourself, or you don't even know what you like anymore. Or you tend to depend on your partner for everything, which is not healthy. So let's say your partner travels for a while, you become like unstable, because you're used to doing everything together with your partner. You're used to depending totally on your partner. And we must be careful to make sure that we understand that we are not saying do not depend on your partner. And we are not saying that don't make your life about your marriage and your children. We are saying that it is very easy that whilst you tend to your marriage and while you take care of your children, you may forget about yourself, such that if anything happens to the marriage, you will not be stable. Or when your children grow up and they leave the house, your life will become miserable. And we all know the popular thing that goes around that we say that you are suffering from an empty nest syndrome. Empty nest syndrome is normal and it happens. But if you're going to thrive when your children leave home, if you are going to be able to still have a meaningful life when your children leave home, you should start from an early time in your marriage to make sure that you are also ordering your life such that you also have a full life. So even in the marriage, you should have a full life, so that when your children leave home, your life will still be exciting and thriving. And then you also make sure that you're not depending too much on your partner for everything. If you do that, you are going to stress your partner out. You are going to make them feel that you are too needy or clingy. You need to be able to have a life. Even though you and your partner are a team in marriage, you should also have a life such that even when they are busy or they have to be away, your life will still be full. So let's start by asking ourselves, if you were not a mother or a father, or if you never married, would you still have a life? So this discussion is basically about answering that question. If you're not a mother or a father, and if you never married, what are some of the things you would be doing in your life? When we take away parenthood and when we take away marriage from your life, what will be left of it? So we are going to go through some essential aspects of life that we should all have in our lives and in our marriages, such that we will be having a full life even within our marriage. Yeah, sorry about that. So we're going to go into full mode addressing the things that we need in our lives that will ensure that we have a full life, so that outside of parenthood and outside of marriage, we would still have a full life. These are the things that we need to make sure that they are always there so that our lives will keep being meaningful. The first one is that you should be able to have activities, regular activities in your life that you do just for pleasure. And this may sound weird to a lot of people because where I'm coming from, once you've gone to work, you've made good money, and you've taken care of your children, that's all that matters. In fact, when you finish, any extra time that you get, you're supposed to use it to make more money, to help other people, so that people who are less fortunate than you can also get some help. It is all well and good. But I'm here to tell you that having activities that bring you pleasure is good for your health and is healthy for you as an individual, even inside your marriage and even on top of you being a parent. So every once in a while, the frequency does not matter because you need money sometimes or a lot of times. You need either money, time, or both to enjoy pleasurable activity. Every once in a while, you need to be able to go on a date with your partner, or just go watch a movie by yourself, go watch a game, go to a concert, go spend time with your friends and play games. As a parent or as a married person, whether you do that with your partner or you do that alone or you do that with your friends, you need to have regular pleasurable activities in your life. It is essential for your well being. You don't only need to go to work, make money, come home, take care of your kids, and you are done. No. As a human being, as an individual, you also deserve to have pleasurable activities in your life. You should be able to go watch a movie. You should be able to go to a concert. You should be able to go to dinner. You can do that with your spouse. You can do that with your friends. You can do that by yourself. But don't see pleasurable activities as a sin. Don't see it as a waste of money. Sometimes when you're, in fact, last week I went to the movies with my children, and when I looked at how much I spent, I just looking at the money and looking at the children and looking at the money and looking back at the children. But when you understand that every individual needs pleasurable activities in their life, you understand that sometimes you need to spend reasonable amount of money to entertain yourself. It may not always be about spending money. It could be about just taking a walk. It could be about traveling to some place that you want to visit, because change in environment, change in scenery gives you like a different kind of feeling. And some of these things, the only thing you're doing it is for pleasure, nothing else. It may seem as if you're wasting the money, but those kind of things that you do, it feeds your soul, it feeds your spirit, it helps you feel whole as a human being. So don't see it as you're wasting money. And once in a while, set aside reasonable amount of money to be able to help you do these things. And sometimes when you set aside the money may not even be used to pay for that activity. It might be money that you can have and use so that you can cut down on your work hours and go have that pleasurable activity. Maybe you just want to spend time sitting around with your friends playing games. It doesn't involve spending money per se, but it involves that you don't take those extra hours at work so that you can have some pleasure in your life. So please make it a point as a married person, as a parent, once in a while, take time to enjoy pleasurable activities. Anything that gives you pleasure, movies, traveling, spending time with your friends, playing games, relaxing, going to the spa, getting your nails done, whatever rocks your boat. Make sure you incorporate pleasurable activities in your life simply for pleasure, for no other reason. It helps you be whole. And you can do it by yourself, you can do it with your partner, you can do it with your friends, but make room for pleasure and make time for pleasure. The second thing you need in your life to ensure you are having a full life as a parent and as a married person is to make sure your physical needs are met. I think this is self explanatory, right? Take care of your housing, take care of your clothes, take care of your food. No matter, make sure you know where the money for your rent is coming from, or the money for building your home is coming from, and you are in control of the flow of that money. Take care of your clothes. There's nothing wrong with getting new clothes, just that it has to be reasonable within your means, and they have to be like reasonable, clean, nice clothes. There's nothing wrong with wearing nice clothes. You too, you are somebody. You too, somebody gave birth to you. And I was just telling a friend that I know a group of people that whenever they get money, all they think about is building a house, buying cement, putting up a house. They have about 10 houses, but they don't care about the food that they eat. Quality, healthy food is also good. Please, when you get money, spend a reasonable amount on good food. We are not saying eat in excess. We are not saying buy extravagant things to eat. But you know the amount of food that is healthy for you that you can afford. Don't be sad, or don't hold back from spending on healthy food. A lot of times people want to eat only fast food because it's cheaper. There are some restaurants that some people will never go to, and there are some kinds of meat and fish that people don't buy because even though they want it, they think that $12.99 for this is too expensive. I won't buy. But to be very honest with you, healthy food is expensive. So spend that money on healthy food. Don't just fill your stomach with carbs and salt and pepper. Fill your stomach with healthy food. Buy that salad. Buy that meat. Buy that fish. That lean cut. You know what healthy food is. So don't skimp on healthy food, because if you eat unhealthy, sometime along the line, you may come back and realize that you have done yourself a disservice. You might have to start spending money on healthcare. And let's sound a note of caution. Some of us, we like soda too much. Soda is not healthy food. Drink water. Drink good, healthy water. Don't buy the cheap, sugary foods, the fast foods. Every once in a while, soda is okay. If you're at a party, soda is fine. If you're at a party, sweet is fine. But let's eat our healthy vegetables together with good meat, good fish, together with our carbs. We can't be eating only carbs. Carbs are cheap. Most of the fast foods, they're full of carbs and sugar and salt. Where the veggies are, where the meats are, it's expensive. You see, when you are buying a burger compared to when you're buying a bowl of salad, then you see the difference between um, um, healthy and unhealthy. Burgers are not that expensive, but the salads and the meats and the stuff, they are quite expensive. But if you're eating it for your health, buy good food and eat good food. I think we've said enough about that. And if you're planning for your mortgage, if you're planning for your rent, if you are planning for a building that you're doing for yourself, make sure you're doing it well and you're focused. Don't use your mortgage to go and be helping other people. Make sure you're doing well for yourself. Okay. So another thing that you need to have a full life is relationships, it's friendships. You should be able to have 2 or 3 people in your corner that you can trust, that you can tell the truth. There should be 2 or 3 people that if they haven't heard from you in a week, they can call and check on you. And usually for women especially, sometimes when we call each other, we don't even talk about anything sensible. We just want to spend time. We just want to touch base. We just want to laugh and stuff like that. Everybody needs those kind of people. And for the men, you also need people that you can share jokes with. Bottom line is everybody needs 2 or 3 good friends, friends that they can tell the truth to, friends who can know them, the real them, friends that they don't hide anything from. And apart from those 2 or 3 people, you need other relationships. You can have this, let's say, club that you join. Maybe every Friday you play football. The people in there do not necessarily need to be your close friends, but being able to get out there to play football with some people, it's just a football relationship. You get there, oh, hello, hi, you arrange the match, you play, you enjoy yourselves, you walk away. You should have all kinds of relationships. At work, you should be able to get along with people. You should have that attitude where you are a peaceful person to coexist with. You shouldn't always be somebody that wherever you are, there's contention, there's conflict, and there's antagonism. Is not healthy for anybody. So you should have good relationships. Everybody needs that outside of your marriage and outside of parenthood. You need good relationships. And some of these relationships are your 2 or 3 close friends that you can be honest with. You can tell them the truth. If you need help, you can go to them. If they need help, they can come to you. And then you need all kinds of relationships, work relationship. You should be able to get along with your workmates, smile with them, attend each other's programs. It's not like you share your private matters with them, but you're cordial with them and you have a nice relationship with them. You can have a football club relationship or like a hobby club relationship. All you guys care about is whatever hobby you're working on. And then you meet once in a while, or even you meet regularly, let's say once a month. Join a good club. It's a good kind of relationship. It helps to distract you from your regular life so that if things are not going well at home, if something is stressing you, when you go to these football club meetings or you go to this hobby club meetings, you get to be distracted for a while. You get to forget about your worries. It helps you release stress. But don't forget about your 2 or 3 good friends that you can tell the truth to, that you don't hide anything from. Those people that if they haven't heard from you in a week, they'll call and check on you, and they'll find how you're doing. For those 2 or 3 friends that should be close friends, the good thing about it is that sometimes you may not be yourself. Those are the people who know you enough to be able to know that a friend is not doing well, we need to check on them, or we need to help them. And those are the people too, when God blesses you and you get money, they are the first people you should also bless. They are the people in your circle that you should care about. Everybody needs 2 or 3 people who can offer them unconditional love, who know you and love you for you, that you don't have to pretend around, that you don't have to act a certain way around. 2 or 3 friends that you can be yourself, you can trust them, you can lean on them. And then on top of that, you need all kinds of other surface relationships where you go release stress and you go spend time. Don't make your life all about marriage and all about parenthood. You need these other things to make your life a full life, so that you don't depend too much on your spouse for everything. And then when your children leave home, you will still have a full life. And even when you go on retirement, some of these activities are going to help you and carry on through your retirement to help you find, or to help you have, a wholesome life. So this is a good place to type a question. This is a good place to give your contribution so that we can all keep the discussion going. Okay. Another thing that you need in your life to have a full life is security and safety. You need to be able to know that where you are safe. Where you are secure. If the area you are living in, you don't feel safe, you need to be able to do something about it. Move to another area. If somebody is threatening you where you are, you need to be able to move out of that place. And you need to live your life such that you feel safe. If you need bulletproof windows, get them. If you need if you need extra locks on your door, get them. If you need to change the environment so that you feel safe and secure, it's important that you do that. Don't feel like you're being too petty if you don't feel safe in a particular environment and you want to move. It's a valid need that helps you have a full and fulfilled life. Okay. So you also need to have a sense of purpose. Most people get a sense of purpose from the jobs that they do. And especially if the job that you're doing is a career that you chose and is a career that you love. Sometimes as adults, sometimes as parents, you just take a job just to make ends meet. But in a way, you need something that helps you feel like you are contributing to society. You are making a difference in somebody's life. If you are able to find that sense of purpose in your job, that's perfect. You just need to pour yourself into your job reasonably and then keep it going. But if you've had to take a job just to make ends meet, another way that you can find your sense of purpose is to volunteer somewhere. There are all kinds of volunteer activities. You can volunteer at church. You can volunteer with any charity organization whose activities align with yours. Those activities that help you feel like you are also helping. If you want to help animals, you can join animal clubs where they rescue animals, where they foster animals. If you want to serve in church, you want to be an usher, you want to take up any position in the church, if that's where your talent is. It will help you have a sense of purpose. And all these people that you meet whilst you're working, they also add on to your circle of influence and the relationships that you have in your life. Your life doesn't only have to be about your marriage and your children. You should also volunteer somewhere. You should also do something that gives you a sense of purpose, that helps you feel that you are contributing something to society. These things, if you neglect them, you may not think they are a big deal. But once you have them in your life, you will see how important it is to your life. Do not neglect paying your life forward, making a difference in this life. You are not alive just to exist and pass away. You are alive to make a difference. So find a place where you can serve. Find a place where you can give back, where your contribution is significant and helps you feel that you are also giving back to society, or you're also fulfilling a purpose. If you have that in your job, that's all well and good. But if you don't have that in a job, you can find that in all kinds of different volunteer opportunities. They are everywhere. And even if you are not able to find a volunteer organization that matches your sense of purpose, create your own, no matter how small it is. As long as you are making a difference, it's going to help you have that sense of purpose that every human being needs to have a full life, even in their marriage, even as a parent. And also at this point, I would like to add that if your children are below the age of 5 years, it's understandable that you hardly have time to breathe. So you may have all these things at the back of your mind, or you may be blessed enough to have enough help so that you are able to do these things. All we are saying is that as and when you have the opportunity, utilize them to make sure that you are having a full life. But if your children are below 5 years and because of that, you can hardly even have time to breathe, it's okay. But know that it's for a season. Once the children get older, once they start going to school, once you have more help, it's important that you make sure that you are incorporating these things into your life so that you will have a full life inside of your marriage. The fact that you became a parent, the fact that you got married does not mean your life is over. You should be able to keep on doing these things in a reasonable way so that your life will be full and you will not feel empty and hopeless. It's very, very important. Yes, and here on GH Gospel Radio, our biggest belief is that we all need God. We all need to be born again, because studies have shown that those who believe in a higher power, irrespective of the religion that they belong to, they have a much more relaxed life. They have less anxiety. They have less stress. Life can be very overwhelming. And if you feel that you have to be in charge of everything and take care of everything, there are times that you'll be too overwhelmed. You have anxiety. So we recommend Jesus Christ to you. We recommend you giving your life to Christ and developing a relationship with Christ. Because when you put your faith in God, the sense of purpose, the life that you gain is tremendous, is amazing. And it's like I cannot begin to tell you just how sweet and how important it is, because a relationship with God is personal. And we recommend a relationship with God through Jesus Christ. It is true that many people have found all kinds of meaning in worshiping other, being in other religions. But that's not what we are talking about right now. We would recommend giving your life to Christ. We will recommend finding God through his son, Jesus Christ, and being committed. Because when you give your life to Christ and you never grow, that relationship is not going to benefit you. So once you give your life to Christ, it is important that you join a good church, a church that you can identify with, a church that Jesus Christ is Lord in the church, where Jesus Christ is elevated above everything, and that you are comfortable worshiping with, so that you can learn from other Christians, because the Bible says that iron sharpens iron. As you fellowship, you get to grow, you get to learn more about God. And that alone is a huge stepping stone, because we believe that this life is not all that there is. There is life after death. And whether you're going to spend your life in heaven or you're going to spend your life, your afterlife in hell, is important. It's a decision that you have to make before you die. It's a decision that you have to make before this world ends, because this world is going to end one day. If you want to know more about Christ, find a Bible believing church. You can call us after the show. We will talk to you. We will explain things to you. We will lead you to Christ, because you knowing Christ and having a relationship with him is life-changing, it's phenomenal, and it's going to guarantee your afterlife. There is life after death. And once you die, you don't get to choose what life you're going to have. The time to choose is now that you are alive. Give your life to Christ, and it will revolutionize your life, and it will guarantee your afterlife. It's important. Make that choice today, because the default is that your afterlife is not going to be spent in heaven. And there are only two choices. It's either heaven or hell. It's a choice that you have to make. Amen. So today, I think yes, Nadia.
When are you doing your video?
Very soon, okay? I'll be done very soon. In 15 minutes.
Okay, we'll set a time for this.
No, go set it on your iPad, please. Go set it on your iPad. Mommy will be done very soon, okay? Bye. All right, sorry about that. So today we have talked a lot about having a full life, even as you're a parent and even as you're married. Don't let your marriage take over your life. Don't let parenthood take over your life. Take care of yourself as an individual. And we did talk about the fact that you need to regularly engage in pleasurable activities by yourself, with your partner, with your friends. You need to have meaningful relationship, 2 or 3 friends who can check on you when they haven't heard about you, when they haven't heard of you in a week, who know you and who that you can tell the truth to. We said that you need to take care of your physical needs, your food, your clothing, your shelter. Make sure you're saving for your rent and mortgage or building your own house. Make it a priority. Eat good food. Don't think that eating good food is a waste of money. It is not. And wear reasonable clothes. You too, you are somebody's child. We also said that you need safety and security. Wherever you live, you need to feel safe and secure. So if you don't have that, you need to be able to have that. We also said you should have a sense of purpose. If you're able to have a sense of purpose through your job, that is great. But if you don't, try to get it through volunteering. finding charity organizations that you can help. Or if you think none of those charity organizations deal with the things that you are interested in, form your own charity group. It could be helping teens, talking to or elderly people. Elderly people are often ignored. Spend time talking to elderly people. They have a lot to say. They are not cuckoo. They may have lost touch with their activities because it's like they are old. Things have changed. But it's important that you speak to them. It's important that you engage them. It's important that you spend time with them, help old people. So there are many, 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 many opportunities for you to be able to serve and have a sense of purpose. You should also have rest and relaxation. Some of us work too much. We want to make all the money in this world. When we are done using money for what we want to take on other people's burden. We have to try and not become God in other people's life, especially if they are adults. And you should also know that there's a limit to what you can do to help. You need to be able to have rest and relaxation, enough rest. Don't spend 18 hours working and 2 hours resting. Your body needs to recharge. Your mind needs to shut off at a certain point. So that is all that we have for tonight's discussion. I hope that you were able to pick a thing or two. If you are listening to this later on, you can leave a comment, you can ask a question, and you can also contribute to the discussion. So until we come your way again, God willing, next week, 6 p.m. Central Time, with another interesting topic. Let's not forget that it takes a good Christian to have a good Christian marriage. Bye bye.